We actually say we want to work with great clients.
And what's that? What does that mean?
And is that offensive? Like,
Right.
is that?
Well, no, I think it's true because I think there's a misperception out there because obviously there's a lot of great real estate agents out there and there's some really bad ones as well. But I think a lot of times they look at agents as just somebody that can take you out to get you into a home, and they don't realize that there's an expertise, there's a time that real estate agent is giving up in their own life and their schedule, travel time, gas time. So what would you say makes the difference between like a bad client or a great client? Because in the previous video we talked about ready, willing, and able.
Well,
so there's a lot of able people, but what makes them a good client?
I think I'm really big on just respect.
Yeah.
I think that, and that comes in respect my time.
Use the bugs, guys. Yeah.
No, see, this is why. See, y'all know
that. What idea was this?
Y'all know I have love for y'all because I don't do bugs, and the fact that I'm out here getting chewed up. They like me because of this darkness.
Right.
That's what you didn't know. They like what you like.
I know, because they're not touching me.
They ain't touching you. Anyway, we won't go there. But
so go back to the great clients.
What I was saying is the great clients. I mean, my thing is it's about respect. I feel like, and that is on across many levels. That's respecting of time. That's respecting of relationships. That's
not cutting corners.
Not cutting corners. That's
not trying to work with another agent at the same time.
That's funny when you get caught working with. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. And if you're working with another agent, just say that because we find out.
Let's talk a little bit about that too, because you've always said this too. It's a red flag when somebody starts a conversation with like, I wasn't getting the service, or my agent couldn't find me the house that I was looking for. What does that mean to you? Why is that a red flag to you?
That's a red flag to me because I feel like there's a lot of reasons why an agent could be bad, so I don't want to say that. But what I will say is this. If you work with an agent, chances are you signed a buyer brokerage agreement, and chances are it was probably signed for a minimum of 30 days, but most likely 90 days.
90 to 120 days.
If you've been working with an agent for 90 days and they have not found you what you were looking for, the reason why that's a red flag to me is because I feel like
we all have the same.
all have access to for the most part, we all have access to the same listings, right? So if we have clients, and they will never say that about us, because we find what you're looking for, if you know what you're looking for. But we'll get to that. So when you come to us because an agent couldn't find what you were looking for, that's a red flag to me because that makes me wonder, well, did the agent not have access to the same systems and tools that we do? Because
or did you change your goalpost yourself?
But I just figure that. So, and it's never really worked out for us. And I'm always right because Mr. Nice Guy.
A little bad angel on this side, a little good angel on this side.
It's not bad angel on this side. It's real angel on this side. This is Mr. Sweetheart. He just wants to get everybody into a home. I want to get everybody that's willing, able, and ready into a home. He will work with you if you have 2 out of the 3. I want all 3.
So what would you say makes a good client? What would be the definition?
I think a good client is, by definition, what a good buyer is. Ready, willing, and able, going back to our previous topic. My point is this. If you know what you want and you articulate that to us or any agent out there, it's not fair of you to then, as you use the analogy, move the goalpost repeatedly and expect that agent to find what it is that you're looking for. That's not fair to the agent because he's never going to find what you're looking for. Or she. It's all love over here.
Oops, see it hit the camera.
I think you're drinking too much.
Oh, really?
You blame
I think that was your finger. That was your foot.
You see? This is how this marriage is. I get to blame for everything. But I think that you can't blame that agent for not being able to find what you're looking for when you've changed what it is that you're looking for every other second.
The agent's job is not to continue to take you out. Now, if they continue, like, say you're asking for a 5-bedroom and they keep sending you 3 bedrooms, there's probably they might be sending you that because you have to ask yourself as a client, am I realistically telling them the areas that I can afford? And there's some difference there. So if you're saying, I want a 5-bedroom with a finished basement and I want it for $250,000 in Buckhead, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not unrealistic. So maybe they were doing something to say, like, this is what you can get for that
Now,
money.
they should articulate
But I think
that.
it's about communication. I think my definition is what makes a great client is a willingness to hear our advice, right?
Yeah.
And a willingness to follow the steps.
Because at the end of the day, you decided to work with us because you obviously respected our expertise and our knowledge and you know, all of that.
Yeah.
So if your objective was to work with the best,
right?
just saying, then you have to be open to hearing what we tell you, because we're really representing you and making sure that you get the best deal possible. And
yeah, I think, and we talked about a little bit in the last video.
I didn't say something to that because I was about to go somewhere with this. Since you had a long-winded analogy
Go
that
ahead,
led us to nowhere. So now, see, I think you just made me lose my thought. You really made me lose my thought. It's gonna come back to me. You see, he does this all the time, and then he'll say, "It wasn't that important, man."
Well, I wonder if it was a solid point you were gonna make.
It was gonna be a solid point, guys. It was gonna be a solid point.
I think let's talk about a situation where we've had clients and they like, we've taken them out and found them, I think, exactly what they were looking for, right?
Yep.
The floor plan, the location. We've worked with other agents and builders to get pricing back, and then what happens? They say, you go through all that and they keep checking in, any updates, and then they say, oh, the location doesn't work.
But that's the location that they wanted.
In real estate, location. That's the very, very first thing. So I say what makes a good client is we have that conversation of the type of lifestyle, the side of town, what your commute is, the schools and all that kind of stuff. But we have to narrow down a location. Wouldn't you say that's part of it?
I just got my thought back. I'm
ahead.
Sorry, I have to say my thought.
Let's see how profound this is, guys.
See, you talk too much, you forget it. So, no, my thought was, I think you just made me forget. You just made me forget it again.
What was the key word?
You said something and it triggered. See,
good client. We're on the topic of good client.
On the topic
He's
of
had
good
way
client,
too many drinks.
I apologize. But hey, that's what you're
Look, it's
here
getting
for.
darker out.
You're here for cocktails.
I think I'm getting darker, which I like. It looks like I have a tan now. And can people still see him?
You realize
I got you.
You're gonna get you're gonna get all kinds of like hate comments like that was racist. It's not racist, obviously, but don't
have fun. Have fun with life.
Have a cocktail.
Right.
You feel tense, just take a sip. It'll come to me, and I'm just gonna interject when it comes back.
Yes, please do. So, guys, part of being a good client is just like I said, following the steps, following the advice of your agent.
Got it. So, with that thought,
okay, don't laugh anymore so you don't forget.
With that thought, what I was gonna say is, if you enlisted us to help represent you, my point was gonna be you respect our expertise in the business.
Okay.
So don't decide that at some point when we are advising you as to what's to your benefit, don't try to flip it and then you become the agent and then you think you telling us what the best deal. Like,
right.
That's what we do.
Work,
that doesn't really work. That's what we do.
Right.
I mean, we represent you, so what we have to ultimately, do what it is that you.
There's so much, like
to,
there's so much that people don't see behind the scenes. Like, we're putting out fires, we're running comps for you. Do not look at sites like Zillow and Trulia and look for their estimates of what something is worth. It's not that simple and easy. Wow, it's getting really dark.
I feel like
we're gonna be like looking like we don't even exist there. Look at Gizmo like laying down over there.
Our dogs are knocked out. Wish you could.
All right, so we should wrap this up because we're approaching the time. Well, we spent half of it for trying to have him remember what his point was. So hopefully you enjoyed that point.
But you guys have to love me. That's who we are. That's what you're here for. That's why you
love us.
Follow GreatHomesATL. Cocktails with Curt.
But guys, just continue to just listen to our advice, because part of what's going to be successful is having a good agent, which we definitely feel we are, and I think it's boasted by the reviews that we get and the clients and the family that we're forming. But our job is to educate you so you could become good clients and listen to our advice. Wouldn't you say that would be a good way to wrap it up?
I wouldn't say that, but I'll let you say that. So,
all right. Guys. If you can find him anymore, he's still here.
I hope come for him in the comments.
Talk to you later, guys.